I have an example here of two tables that are in a one-to-many relationship, and I'm going to show you how we relate these two tables with a foreign key. So how are these two tables related? Before we even look at the data, we can just think of this in terms of sentences. There is a relationship between teacher and class. What is that relationship? It's the fact that one teacher teaches many classes, and many classes are taught by one teacher. So just in plain English, that's the nature of the relationship between these two tables. And so since I do have a relationship, I'm going to draw a line that denotes there is a relationship, and that line doesn't need to go from a certain column to another column, just as long as it's a line between those two tables. I now have this relationship, and then those verbs that I wrote in those sentences become verbs that I'm going to put in this relationship. Teaches, or teach, and then taught by. Okay? So that's our relationship. And notice these words one and many in there. One teacher teaches many classes. Many classes are taught by one teacher. Therefore, we need to put a crow's foot notation at the end of this relationship line that's going into class. And we do that by drawing these relationship lines like that. And now one of these two tables requires a foreign key. And the trick here is to remember that the many side of the relationship is the table that gets the foreign key. And that foreign key should be the primary key of the table it is related to. Therefore, I know that I need to put a foreign key into the class table, and that foreign key is going to be the primary key of this table, or my employee ID field. So let's put that here. And denote here that it is a foreign key. And so this field now requires some data to show that these relationships exist. So let's take a look at this first class, Class 1401. That's a section of CIS 120, and I teach that class, so I'm going to put my employee ID down here. And then we have another section of CIS 120, and Beverly Amer teaches sections of CIS 120, so let's say that she is teaching that section. Next, CIS 310, I also teach that course, so we'll put my ID here. And then CIS 440 is taught by Dr. Ravindran, and so we can put his ID down here. So now when we're looking at this table and we're looking at a row like Beverly Amer, what courses does Professor Amer teach? Well, we can look at this value right here, this primary key, this 22222, and go down this relationship and look wherever we find a 22222 in this column, and I do see one here, this is a course that she teaches. And we can do this the other way around. If I want to determine who teaches class CIS 440, well, I don't know the name of the professor that teaches CIS 440 because the professor's name is not in this table, but luckily we have a relationship between these two, so I can look at this foreign key of 11111, go back up here to my teacher table, I find 11111, and realize that Professor Suri Ravindran teaches that course. One mistake students make is they think that both tables need to have a foreign key. Because there's a relationship between these two, they think that class ID should be a foreign key listed here, but that would be incorrect because we have a one-to-many relationship here, and only the many side of the relationship is going to get a foreign key. And one-to-many relationships are the most common type of relationship in any database.